Hello, welcome to day 4 of the Boldly Become You Women's 5-day workshop. This is for women who are more out of life and they want to create the confidence to create that more. So this is very exciting. If we've already gone through the first 3 days, and so we're up to day 4 today. And this is about the roadblocks in life and how we don't have to be defined by our roadblocks. And so it's really important that we're going forward to understand our roadblocks and to create the freedom in our life. If you're new here, my name is Vicky Lord, and I help women have everyday confidence. And there is a workbook that goes along with this 5-day challenge, and I encourage you to get the workbook so that you can spend the time that you need to develop where you're going in your life. So let's explore some roadblocks. I'm just going to share my screen with you so that I don't forget what I want to talk to you about. And so roadblocks, we're understanding what gets in the way of living fully and authentically. And once we know the roadblocks, we can create a strategy to get around the roadblock. So if we look at a roadblock, imagine we've got this path going down the road, and down the path, there's a tree that's fallen down on the road. We can either stop because of the fallen tree, or we can, which would be the roadblock, or we can jump over the tree or climb over the tree and keep going, or we can get some help and we can chop down the tree and move it out of the way of the road, and then we can keep walking down the road, or we can go and we can get some form of going around the tree and then keep going. You might have to walk into the grass a bit to get around it and then keep going. But there's all these ways that we can remove the roadblocks. And what I'm talking about roadblocks here, 90% of the time they're emotional. So let's explore it about how we can work with these roadblocks in our life so it doesn't define us. So why roadblocks show up? Some of the time it's part of the growth process. We need to go through these challenges so that we grow. And sometimes roadblocks are actually part of the past. We're stuck in this past where we believe that we're rooted in this past pain or past rejection or past hurt. And another reason why roadblocks can show up is that it's holding a lesson for us. It's teaching us where we're going. And these roadblocks aren't signs to stop us, but they're signs to let us experience our strength. So some outer roadblocks that we may feel. So we've got two parts to ourself. We've got our inner self, and we have full control of that. And then we've got the world around us. So what I mean by the outer roadblocks is the world around us, that we think holds power over us, which is often the belief of lack of time, money, or support, or we feel like we have an unsupportive environment, or we see that our cultural social setting that we're living in has a different expectation of a role to what we actually think that we can achieve something. So another roadblock could be a major life transition or a stress or a hurt. So some of these things can hold us back, and our challenge is to see how we can grow through some of these challenges. So self-sabotage is another roadblock. So that's saying yes when you mean no, or you start something and then you stop it repeatedly, or you avoid opportunities that align with your desires due to fear, or you shrink back when things begin to work. You get that fear, oh no, it's getting too big for me. And so the key when we're going through these roadblocks is, instead of saying this is hard, we can say this is a sign I'm stretching. This is a sign I'm growing. This is a sign that, I'm becoming into a stronger person. And instead of saying I'm stuck, you can say I'm integrating. Instead of saying I failed, it can be I learned what doesn't work for me. So not all roadblocks have to be a negative. We can put a real positive swing on it and be like, yeah, I have this roadblock, but I'm going to choose to experience more joy right now instead of focusing on the roadblock, on the tree that's fallen down. So, your work today is to explore the roadblocks or what you feel is holding you back from experiencing deeper joy, and write down some of the common roadblocks that you feel may pop up or they already have popped up that are challenging you. And then we're going to consider um, where we can choose to live with more happiness throughout this roadblock. And we do this by self-reflection. So if you open up your workbook to developing an action plan, then we can challenge the belief that comes with it. And if the belief is restrictive and it feels like heavy, then we can change that belief. So what we do is we're going to write down the new belief. So if you look at the screen that I just did before, the old belief was I'm stuck. What's a new belief that feels really good for you? It can be like I love challenges, they make me grow, and brainstorm some strategies and solutions that will work for you, because we're all living in a different world. Like we all have our own outlook on life, our own perception, and everyone is different. So we can choose a solution that works for you. It doesn't have to be everybody else's solution, but one that works for you. And so if you take some time to write that out and get clear on the attitude that you want to have when a new roadblock turns up and challenge it. The biggest thing that I got from a coaching call that I was on is my coach said, "Can I challenge that?" And I said, "Okay." And so that stuck with me today. Can I challenge that? So challenge that belief that you feel is a roadblock. And so overcoming roadblocks is a journey that requires patience, resistance, and resilience and persistence. Sorry, I read that wrong. I'm reading this last page here in the workbook. Overcoming roadblocks is a journey that requires patience, persistence, and resilience. So if you stay committed to your goals and maintain positive mindset, even in the face of setbacks, your life will really be this wonderful playground. And we don't have to live in this state of feeling the fear of challenges. It can be so much more fun. So if you enjoyed this 5 days and you have any roadblocks that you feel like you want to talk about, I am offering a complimentary connection call where I can get to know you and you can get to ask any questions you want moving forward about your life. And I will see you in tomorrow's video in day 5, where we're going to talk about actual connection for you moving forward. So that's exciting. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for our 5-part series.